This episode of the GameOverGreggy Show is brought to you by Pro Flowers. Let me make your life easy for you. Pro Flowers is my go-to for flowers. They're fresh, they're priced right, and they're a perfect gift for literally anyone at any time, really. They get delivered straight to the recipient's door, and bouquets are guaranteed fresh for 7 days or your money back. Their website's super easy to use. You can schedule your delivery anytime that you want. People don't even need to be there. They show up at the door and they come home with flowers. See, most people will wait until anniversaries or birthdays to send flowers, but I love sending Gia the Pro Flowers randomly. Got to keep her on her toes. And honestly, it always surprises me how happy it makes her. Like, she legitimately gets happy about it. Super easy. You can just do it. And right now, Pro Flowers has a special offer for just our listeners. Get $10 off your purchase of $29 or more. This deal works on best-selling gifts like their 100 Blooms bouquet, a dozen red roses, or even all their weird, totally unique plant gifts. Go to proflowers.com and enter code GREGGY at checkout to get the special deal.
It's my topic.
Go.
We didn't brief anybody on my topic. So,
God damn it.
So I want to first off give another shout out to Tony Sparks right there. This is a logo I drew up for him. If you want to take that to him, you're more than welcome
I can take it to him, sure.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it kind of looks like the Mega Man X. Is that what you're going for?
There's a lot going on there, yeah. It's got some video game influences going on. Ladies and gentlemen of the GameOverGreggy Show, I love comic books. And here's what I want to do. Is we're going to, for a long time, Tim, don't give me that eye. Don't give me the side eye.
I'm just worried. These topics, they're always either, go for it.
They're always great. I've had a long gestating idea for a business.
Okay.
I will never actually go and do this. I already have kind of funny. I'm too busy.
Give it to Nick. He'll do it.
Exactly. Good point. And that's the difference between me and Nick is I have this long gestating business idea, but I'll never do it. Nick would already have had for it. He'd be franchised and he still would know it's different stuff. So today what we're going to do is perfect my business model, and then anybody else can just go and run with it and they can do whatever you want, right?
I like this.
We're going to save comic book shops.
Oh, interesting.
I love comic books. Comic books are amazing.
Yes.
Comic book shops, equally as impressive and awesome.
Love it.
Okay.
However, I feel terrible as a digital-only person who walks into a comic book shop, doesn't buy anything. I feel that I'm part of the problem on why comic shops are going out of business. I feel the other part of the problem on why comic shops are going out of business is that people complain, comics, I'd love to read them, they're too expensive, I don't know where to start. All these different things that keep people away from the medium, even though you can go get them digitally real great, but I don't want to hold the book, whatever the fuck your problem is. So what we're going to crack today is what my idea for a comic book shop has been for a long time, and I've moved it now to the 2017 age that we live in. But for a long time would be, I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, except that you sicken me and I hate you.
I walked by a comic book shop 2 days ago. All they had in the front was fidget spinners. No lie.
Which comic shop was it?
Cards and Comic Central on Geary.
No.
That's where I grew up. It's great.
I understand. No, I'm not knocking that part of it. For the longest time, and I'm talking about back into college, what I've been trying to wrap my head around as a business model is a comics library. A comic shop that would get new issues in and get trade paperbacks in and everything and have them as a library. You don't check the book out, but you come in and then you pay a membership fee, a comic club of some kind, and you get to read unlimited. We have nice couches. It's kind of like Isotope, how they're like the comic lounge.
Sure.
But I'm encouraging you just to come in and read shit.
Right.
You pay
You're just embracing what people are going to do naturally, which is just want to thumb through until they're done with it, put it back.
Exactly.
And walk out.
There's a monthly fee a year. Well, that's not. I'm worried. I'm probably weekly would make more sense or whatever. Maybe it's you just charge every time. There's no membership thing, and maybe we figure out a discount card. You know what I mean? But what
rewards?
My problem with this plan was, of course, is like it's going to be hard to manage these people. You have shitty kids coming in, fucking up the books. People are going to be stealing. And so then for a while it was like, well, you got to turn over your ID, but what am I giving you to get back? Am I there checking it? I like the idea that you have two comic librarians that are there on staff.
They need a fun name.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Jimmy and Olsen.
No, we're not naming the people. We're naming the role.
Job title.
The job title. The job title. Sure. Job title.
Jimmy and Olsen, the comic book liaisons.
The librarians. What shouldn't they be called? Librarians? Like the cosmic librarians?
Ooh, cosmic librarian's not bad.
That's like Silver Surfer, right?
Stick with me. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. It's like that.
Is it from Silver? Is it not from Silver Surfer?
Well, he's with Galactus, of course. Well, cosmic is just a thing. He's not Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer isn't the cosmic librarian.
No. There aren't there like Kevin? Aren't there librarians?
You think of the Washers?
No.
Cosmic librarians? There are librarians, but cosmic.
Don't worry about it. You keep going on your flow.
He has like the cosmic. No, it doesn't matter.
He has the power cosmic. I understand that.
The power.
So
Cyclops.
where I've brought it into
X-Men.
here's the first time where I feel like I've had a eureka moment with this business plan is the fact of we have trades there. That's all there. They're labeled. You can check them out. Maybe I don't know. That part I haven't figured out. Okay. But more importantly, we have a bunch of iPads, and rather than have to do single issues and get them stolen that way, we have the iPad, and so I have maybe a menu showing you what is on every iPad, and you come over and you turn in your ID that way in your membership card, and I hand you the iPad, and you just walk and sit down anywhere there.
And then you read the digital version?
Yeah. Not striking you.
I don't know
not
about
striking
this
you
whole
fancy.
plan, Greg.
I'm just trying to get. How do we figure the single issues without having them horribly damaged and destroyed?
It has to be digital, and you have to be digital because that's just the way it's going to have to go. You can have physical copies there for sale, I would say, but you have
This whole business plan, it doesn't sound good to me.
Okay, where are my pain points?
The pros of it are the fun of a Borders or a Barnes & Noble of just hanging out, picking up things that you wouldn't necessarily buy, but you're just going to look at and hang out for a while.
Flirting with the boy behind the counter.
Audience is a bunch of high school kids, right? Yeah. That's the problem. High school kids, they ain't got that money.
No. See, my target audience is more our age bracket. I would well, definitely this body type. But I would say something like, 25 to 35, where I don't want to collect comics. I'd like to. No.
That's the problem. Why would they leave when they have
Why
all
would
of
you
this?
go over there?
Huh?
Why would you do this?
The social experience.
Good question.
And I don't want. Okay, come on. We understand it's a good question. Oh, okay. I want the experience, the camaraderie. I want to talk to people about the books I'm reading, and I don't want to pay face value for these books. I want the Marvel Unlimited plan. And like what you're saying, why would I go there? Well, like why doesn't anybody? Why? It's such an empty excuse every time. Oh, I love comics, but they're too expensive. Whatever. We got a million ways to read comics that have
what you're talking about already exists at Barnes and Nobles or Borders. What's the one near IKEA, Kev?
Well, they're both the same thing.
It's
the same thing. It's the same thing.
What do you mean?
The same idea.
But the difference between the Borders though is that you can't go back and get every back issue of something. Right?
They have a shit ton.
They have a lot.
Like there's the Border or the Barnes and Nobles near in Emeryville.
Yeah.
It's in the corner, so you're not embarrassed if you're just sitting there reading. No one's going to kick you out. You can just do this whole thing for free.
But again, here's the other revelation I've had. What if we start serving coffee or beer or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, it gets messy.
Yeah. I'm
especially
thinking
with
just,
the iPads.
Especially if we had then tables.
If someone wash them.
We have nice tables. You know what I mean? You're getting your latte or whatever. You're getting your iPad. You check out and you want to check. What's happening in Miss Marvel?
Unlimited gloves so that you could eat hot Cheetos.
I like that.
Communal tables for sure.
Of course, yeah.
You have to
like Rudy's
incentivize
barbecue?
community.
Yeah.
I think it's long tables. I think you also do you have some level of board gaming happening in the back?
Of course. I mean, any comic shop these days has to have
You
that.
have to
I was
have that,
very
right? The
impressed when I
tabletop
went
gaming.
to Edmonton. I want to say it was right, and I went to the comic shop there, which name escapes me. And in the back of the room, they had that whole board gaming setup. You know what I mean? All the long tables there.
Edmonton,
but all the
comics.
kids were playing. Yeah, nice job.
Thanks.
Okay, good job.
Thanks.
All the kids there were playing one of the DS Pokemon games or whatever, and they were having some tournament.
Good for them.
Pokemon.
Yeah, Cards of Comics Central growing up. What really got them? I mean, they have the comics, obviously,
Sure.
but it was the Pokemon cards. It was
Of
the
course.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's every comic shop.
Magic. They would do all the tournaments like almost every day in the back. And then eventually when handheld gaming got to the point that it was a bit more multiplayer focused and competitive. I mean, obviously when Pokemon was blowing the fuck up, that's where you got your battles on and all that shit.
Sure.
But then going forward from there, it's like, the Monster Hunter and all that stuff. They always got things going on. I feel like that's important, but then at the same time, there was the boom of the internet cafes.
Yeah.
And then those kind of exploded and those died down. Now they're way more specialty, and it's kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out how are we actually going to get people to come to this thing and pay money to do it. Enough to at least pay for the building,
Right.
all of the random ass bills and shit.
Sure.
The electric bill and internet bill, and you're gonna need good internet and all that stuff.
You need to pay.
And then
You need to pay Olsen and
Jimmy and Olsen.
Jimmy and
their
Olsen.
salaries.
I don't know. It's interesting they took the job and let me rename them, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be hard. I think this whole thing works better as a Patreon.
stand-up
Where
comedy.
it's like a club that you meet up. Maybe it's a Google Hangout with people.
See, I don't buy the idea that brick and mortar is 100% dead. I think everything is cyclical, and I think honestly right now, I have a feeling that like every generation, whatever was cool in that generation is not cool in the next one, right? So right now we're in the digital age where like millennials don't want to leave their house and they don't want to actually talk to each other unless they're texting each other.
And that we can make it cool.
But I have a feeling that that's going to swing. The pendulum's going to swing back, right? I have a feeling that at some point people are going to yearn for that more, like that physical contact with people, and that's where places like this can come in, right?
Yeah.
Like you're still seeing coffee houses are still that for people, right? They're that area where people can even if you don't know anyone, you're still going to go to be around people and do your work. Like how many people do you see doing work at a coffee shop? You don't need to do that, but you do it because you want to be out in public and be around people because we yearn for human contact.
And that's the thing is, I feel like you'd go there and like what's getting you out is being able to talk to other people at comics if you want to. Getting out of the house is always nice, you know what I mean? Just going chilling out in a nice chill spot. And then it would be the fact of the librarians are there in the way of, hey, I want to get into comics. I don't know where to start. What's a good Spider-Man? You know what I mean? And like rather than it be, oh, there's these million things, we're out of stock of this trade and we don't know that thing. We have them all. You know what I mean? You come in, I can give you the consultation right away and tell you what you should be reading, what you shouldn't be reading.
Yeah.
Jumping
I think a key thing that has to happen for this to work is it needs to be 24 hours.
Ooh, wow, really?
That to me, I think that is the difference maker. That it's not just a Borders or a comic book shop.
Can you pay for the utilities?
And that's the problem. But it's 24-hour coffee shops that's a destination event. At any time, like people will be like, you know what? Nowhere else is open. Oh, but that cool place. And it starts to become a buzzing, trending thing.
Now, see, that's when I start. Exactly. That's when Krispy Kreme back when we were growing up. That and when you're underage, you can't go to the bar. That is a good point. That's when we would get these kids in there and start teaching them about comics. Not having to be little shitheads though. I don't want any shithead kids here.
No shitheads.
There's gonna be some shitheads.
I know. We'll have to get rid of them.
You know what? You got to teach.
That's why my
That's
why my security guard, Cool Greg, will be on the staff to make sure.
So Cool Greg, Jimmy, and Olsen.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
3 employees.
Exactly.
I like this idea. I think this is a place I would
There's something here, and I'm serious. There's something here. I haven't cracked it yet.
Now the question
I don't know
is,
what it be.
Legally, can you charge a subscription and then give people comics to read? I don't know. I think you can do that, right? Because you're just charging.
Oh, you're talking about licensing fee?
Well, I just mean like on like.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like even if you have the Marvel subscription or any of these places, like it's limited. I don't know if. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could just like you're charging admission into the venue, and then you just give people an iPad that has all the comics you've purchased on.
Yeah, you
right?
just have hella accounts or something like that,
or just account that has.
Well, see that's what I was running around. Is it's $100 a year for Marvel Unlimited, right? Which also doesn't give me new issues. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm running that game. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I think the easy way around it is, and to think as a business person, is it's just a coffee shop and it happens to have all those things. So you're not charging people for the comic subscription. You just happen to have all the comics.
What about Beanie Babies?
No, we're not. No, that doesn't.
He's bringing something up really good.
Pogs. Bring that shit back.
Tazos. We called them Tazos back in the day. So you can go read. You could go read comics, play little Tazos, use your slammer. We used to have the make your own Tazo, and mine had Razor Ramon.
Oh, nice. That's a good Tazo to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could like print shit on there. So.
See, I love specialty coffee shops. I'm with Tim on this, right? Coffee has to be great.
I want it to be about coffee.
No, it's not gonna be about coffee.
It needs to be about coffee to make
you got
money.
an all-night comic shop open. You got to serve them caffeine. You got to.
Well, sure. There's going to be coffee there.
I'm not saying it's got to be.
I don't want to deviate from our
centerpiece. I'm saying though, like people need to be able to eat and drink and have fun and like not in a I'm making you food, but in a hey, here's pastries that are left.
Macadamia nuts.
Let's go.
Cookies.
Donuts.
Well, no, I like again to go back to that movie, The Lost Arcade or whatever.
Right.
When they closed out the arcade and the other guy started his fighting tournament game shop or whatever, which is just consoles and stuff to come play. They had a fun little scene in there where like somebody's like, hey, if you order Chinese food, it's here at the front. Blah blah. Like I'm totally down with you bringing in food.
Oh, I like that.
Kind of
Bars
thing,
do that a lot in SF.
Yeah.
BYOF.
Yeah, BYOF. Indeed.
BYOC.
I think you can make a lot of money. The thing is, I think Tim's right. Tim's instincts are correct. You could probably pay if it was a successful coffee shop. That could probably be profitable enough to sustain the real business that you're trying to back into, which is that you
an
want
unsustainable business.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. I mean, subscription models are very, very powerful. It's just how do you do that?
Are they? Are physical location-based subscription models?
I'll give you this
Shriners Club
example. Not the Shriners Club.
Sorry.
I'll give you the example of 24 Hour Fitness, right?
Yeah.
People have memberships to these places every month, myself included. I haven't set foot in a 24 Hour Fitness in 6 months.
Same here.
But there's a difference though, where there's 24-hour fitness everywhere. So it's like there's that thing in your head where you're like, well, even if I was at my friend's house or even if I was on vacation, I could still use it.
Yeah, no, that's true. But there are other gyms that aren't like that, right? There's an SF Fitness, so there's only 2.
Yeah.
So you have, I mean, people more often than not don't, if they're not traveling, they just pick whatever gym's the best price that has the training and the weights that they want, and that's what they go to. And then again, back to my prior point, they don't go. Yeah. They just get gustoed out and be like, I'm going to do this and support this thing, and then they just end up not going. I'm not saying we wouldn't want people to go, but that is a benefit of.
Well, that'd be the thing of like that. We'd have like the subscription tiers, right? You know what I mean? Of a week, a month, a year, and make the year so attractive that you buy it just on. You got to
do it, not worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't charge to go in though. Like people just go in and hang out, right? Like you're encouraging to come hang out, but if they want to read comics, hey, here are the tiers, right?
I guess, but that gets cumbersome because what about when somebody just leaves something out and then they're sharing with their friend who isn't a sub? Well, I got a problem there.
I mean, sure, but what if you're the only comic book reader and you have 4 friends coming with you? Are you just gonna like, no, sorry, only he can come in? You want, a good point too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't buy that because bars have covers, right? So that's why I think you got to charge at the door. I think it's like hey, this is what this place is. It's $5 to enter or whatever, and then you get access to everything. I don't know. Maybe that's.
I think you need laser tag if that's the case.
There's a lot of things, man. It's all the bells and whistles.
Love laser tag.
Well, give them to me. I don't like what you're doing is saying no. I need you to say yes because
I'm telling you yes. Coffee shop. Because that's what I'm saying. Is like this doesn't work because comic shops don't work.
Coffee and comics is what it's called.
Thinking about like what Hunter and Alexis are trying to do,
right?
Where it's like it's a coffee shop, and then there's also gaming and all that stuff.
Coffee,
it's just because I feel like that all the gaming stuff isn't sustainable as its own thing. In ways that it is successful, we see with I forgot what they're called, like the Foundry, the game.
Yeah, SF Game Night.
Game Night.
Street Foundry.
Yeah. That is an idea similar to this.
Right.
Where it's like it's an event around this thing, but that can only exist because it's shoehorned into someone else's venue and
you're getting beer, you're getting
beer
food
and all that stuff to pay for it. I'm saying I love the idea, but as a business, I think that we're missing the key component, which is how do we make money and make it not only just sustain itself, but also get them the ROI.
Right. That return on.
I want trivia nights.
Exactly.
We gotta have trivia games on the thing at all times. You know what I mean? Similar to when you go to the Buffalo Wild Wings. You get your little NTN machine. You play that. Not anymore. I used to use your phone now. I'm old, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kitschy and conceivable that you just buy a hit ton of comics and only have one issue of everything that's there, and people have to check it out like it is a library. And that's. Like, so you come and you're like, I have to wait. I mean, the person's not check it out and leave. I mean, check it out.
I know what you mean.
That guy's got Flash number 87 or whatever it is. I want to read that. I'll wait. I'll get a cup of coffee, wait till he's done, ask him politely about it, grab it, take it from him,
Sure.
So there's that. The other option is if you want to go digital with it, you do what they do at hotels, which is, you log in and you either have your login that you paid online or you can come in as a guest for $5 for the next 10 hours or whatever it is.
See, the digital thing is a huge turnoff to me.
Yeah.
It's easier to manage and control, but then all the appeal's gone.
Okay. Both then. How about both? Because it's not that big of an investment to buy every major comic book, just one copy of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's smart. Every month. I mean, how many trades come out in a month that people really want to read? And then you can start backfilling the catalog from there.
Where is Stan Lee going to work?
All the comics as well.
You just do what you got to do. You take them, you Photoshop them, then you put them together with a staple. No. I'm joking around. I'm joking. I'm kidding.
See, there's a lot of issues here. There's a lot of costs coming up.
Great show, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Jim Brewer.
But having to buy all of the comics, that's gonna add up, both digitally and physically.
Yeah, but I feel like in terms of how much does coffee cost? You know what I mean? Like once we make the initial investment on the coffee machines and cups and such, then I'm just buying coffee and then comics every week. I feel like that's spending not as much money as if I was like turning around and making food or something. You know what I mean? Like if I was a restaurant. Well, in terms of the kind of business I am.
But then you're also not, you need to be making a lot of money as well. I feel like coffee,
see,
I've ran a coffee shop, so I know.
I was going to say, Tim Alfredo ran a coffee shop once.
It's easy to, as long as you have people dedicated to it, make more money than
you're spending. Right.
And if you stay dedicated to it, that's going to keep happening. And that's all about location. And it's all about creating a community feel and like having regulars.
It's all about communication.
It is. Once you get those regulars, then you're good as your bare minimum. Then it's about all the extra random people that come through.
Yeah.
So as long as we get that core group of people that will come and subscribe and pay, that's awesome. But I'm worried that there's too many extra factors on top of the coffee that would then make it not worth it.
So let me put this out there. I'm just brainstorming, right? We're just in the
Please do. That's this topic.
What if there's no subscription? What if it costs people absolutely no money to read any infinite amount of comic books?
Yeah,
that's cool, right?
How are they going to? What are they going to steal? They're going to steal the trades.
No, I don't mean that. I mean you're still making sure people aren't stealing shit from you. I'm just saying like, I'm not talking about money wise. I'm just talking about experience wise. It's a coffee shop that you can walk in and read any comic book you want.
Yeah,
that's the pitch to people.
Okay,
that's 24 hours.
It's 24 hours. That's all it is. I don't know how to make money on that. I'm not saying this police is not going to go belly up, but I think that should be the starting line.
I think the coffee's how you make money off that.
I think the coffee is how you make money off that.
I think that's then putting the opus on the people that want to read the comics to support the coffee. And then,
but then are we just talking about a coffee shop that sells comics?
Not anything sell comics.
Just
let people have the comics,
sure.
But you make the focus the comics. All your marketing is about the comics.
So it's comics.
Make the money on refreshments.
24-hour comics.
I can see. I can see the logo right now. Comics and coffee.
Comics and coffee. There you go.
Comedians and coffee. Getting cars.
I think you should rent.
Thank you, Kevin.
Rent out the iPads and then do that same thing. So it's like,
always,
it's coffee, but for $5 an hour, you can read as many comics as you want. They're all on these iPads.
Oh, I don't like the hourly though.
I mean, that's you have to restrict it somehow.
I know,
you
I feel that, but on some part of me,
it doesn't have to. It could even be $2 an hour.
See, on some part of me,
an hour is a long time for reading comics.
It's true. You can
Very
read
true.
a shit ton of comics in an hour.
I'm
just as far as me, the thing that gets me excited, and we're brainstorming. Obviously, so we've got to figure out logistics.
We're in the Tree of Trust.
We are in the Tree of Trust right now. I thought we're not in the Tree of Trust. We're in the Tree of Trust. I like the idea of it's 24 hours. It's free. How do we start? How does that work? Right? How do we make that work and back into that? That's cool to me. That's exciting and hilarious to me.
Two things.
Bernie
One,
Sanders.
Coffee.
Great looking dudes behind the counter.
2,
Jim and Olsen.
Earlier I brought up Patreon. Crowdfunding. There should be a crowdfunding element to this.
Like give if you want.
Yes, it is a subscription thing, but it's more the PBS model.
Rich people will give.
Rich people will
if
fucking
they
give.
wanted
Rich
to
people
exist.
don't give.
You got to have the historic aspect to this. It is almost a museum. It is trying to make sure you can't find these one-off issues anywhere else.
I got mangas here.
We're preserving this.
You have to have
manga's
one.
huge. You need to really double down.
Oh,
on that.
yeah.
You have to have one comic book that's
Anime
so
body pillows.
exclusive that you put it in glass with those little gloves that you have
Yep.
to slide
Yep.
your hands into to read it.
Yeah.
That
Action
has to
Comics
be cool.
#1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that has to be that. And people can actually tactile, and if anyone rips it, you punch them right between the eyes.
Jesus.
So they're always
Break your
cross-eyed for the rest
fist.
of their life.
Maybe don't even touch it. Like there's a button and it pushes like a gust of
it
air and
goes-
it's
they have those.
Smart.
Yeah, I do think that's a business model, and especially if you actually had an actual Patreon to back it up, I think people would be all about that.
What am I giving you on the Patreon?
It could just be like Collins, where it's just support me.
Yeah.
You know, you're not getting anything from it. It's just like, hey, please do
We're doing
this.
like if you support, it allows us to do this.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what
Yeah.
you're getting, right?
Support,
It's like-
support the movement. Comic book shops are going out, but like we know how
Yeah.
important they are. We know the community that we can have, like, and people are all about
like
that.
when Wikipedia tells you, hey, how about you donate? We have this awesome thing going. And
I donate.
people with money will give money.
I do.
You donate to Wikipedia?
I do. I give them like
I did it
$15
once
a year.
Yeah.
I gave him
$50 a year?
15.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I gave him. I think I gave him
like
like $10 last year or something like that. Yeah.
I give them a little bit. I mean, I use Wikipedia every day. So I'm like, I should give these guys some money. Now, granted, I don't know. There's a lot of articles that I've heard of that people are like, don't give them money. They have plenty of money, yada, yada. I'm like, what the fuck? I use this product almost every day. I'm going to give them a little bit of cash.
So how much money are you giving to Pornhub?
Pornhub.
It's an interesting. They have a
That's a
weird sort of
great
membership
question.
function.
You know, to be perfectly honest, I've never once signed up for any porn site. ever.
Same here.
That's good.
And actually, to be fair, if it were destigmatized, I'd probably give them a lot of money. But I'm worried that somewhere down the line, it's going to be like someone's going to be like, Nick gives these guys thousands of dollars.
No one would be surprised, Nick.
Oh, we know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, we're missing one key element of this. Like, and I'm not sure what it is, but it needs to be another revenue stream.
Celebrity endorsement. Greg
Well,
will come
that's-
to
You
your
need
house.
Stan Lee. I'm
Greg will
telling you
come
to
to your
work.
house and tuck you in every night.
Like multiple events, like a week. So
Sure,
3
there's
days,
nights.
Yeah, 3 days a week, different nights that like get people to come.
Yeah.
And with someone like Greg's following, I feel like, you know,
You do like
Or
what you
even
did
Planet
down
Bunny's
at
following.
that LA comic shop.
Now, where is this?
Was it the Melt?
downstairs
Meltdown.
at the empty
Meltdown.
spot. Let's make this happen, guys.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We
Start-
open the comic or
eating
coffee
shop?
comics and coffee. We open up next to Comic Outpost, and we're like, "Fuck you! We are coming straight for you,
or-
assholes!
We open up a coffee shop next to it, break that fucking wall
Break
down.
that fucking wall.
Break the walls down."
And that's the first start.
And we
And
just
that's
have
the
the
first start,
walls
yeah.
of you.
Because that, I mean, that
Because they already
honestly,
have their comic audience.
yeah, it's true.
All
it's like-
that's
See, there's
smart.
some. That's the thing is they do trivia nights down there. They just advertise them poorly, and we're never in town when they do them because they had a Batman night the
Did
Friday
they?
after E3.
You would've cleaned up on
No,
that.
you and I would have gone there because they had one that
Downstairs?
was just about movies.
Where do you even sit?
Fuck.
You stand around probably.
You stand
Oh,
around.
that's weird.
That's the problem too. Is that is like your typical comic book shop that doesn't have a lot of room. The Meltdown, which I believe we went to once.
We did,
together.
yeah. When we were
That
killing
is-
time before Kevin Smith.
It's got that whole back room.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of areas to sit, video games, lots of crazy shit and stuff. I love that space. I think
Yeah,
that's really
that's a
cool.
great space.
And Drucker, I think, just promoted that he's doing another show, one of those shows
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah, that's not a thing.
Yeah, comedians playing bad video games.
Yeah, Shit Arcade. The thing I did at E3.
Shit arcade. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of stuff works. But to be fair, that that stuff it has to be secondary. You're right. The revenue stream has to be the coffee, the good food.
And we're not bringing food in this. No one's bringing food in.
Pastries. I'm not talking about food. I'm talking like
if we're bringing food in, then guess what? We're doing it right now. We're calling it Wings and Coffee, and we're taking over Wings, and we're putting
coffee.
Yeah, terrible.
You can't do wings in comics. It just doesn't work. You're gonna have fucking fingerprints everywhere.
I'm aware. That's why I'm saying no food. I don't want anybody's.
Well, no, I'm gonna say food again. I mean cookies.
That's not unlimited gloves. I already said. I already said.
Damn it, we don't have money for unlimited gloves.
Serial killer gloves that you wear on the office all the time when no one's looking at you.
What?
Just put this on, and then when I carve up Kevin, he's gonna taste good.
I would never eat Kevin.
Audience, I need your help in the comments below on this video, please. Or if you're in the comments below on this video, let me know what we're missing. What would entice you to do this? If you're driving your car and listening, just roll down the window and shout it out. Just shout it out. I'll hear it.
Memberships.
Just shout it out. Let me know. Greg here, still sinking. Click here to subscribe. Click here to watch other episodes of the Game Over Greggy Show. Click here to go to our Patreon page, and then click over there to go to Kind of Funny. Oh, still going now. Go to Kind of Funny Games. All right. Well.